always wear my seatbelt. But this morning I'd had a stomach ache and I thought I'm gonna take it off just for a minute. And less than 10 miles down the road, I'd faded over a lane and was heading towards a mile marker on the side of the road. Right then, my back right tire caught the dirt on the side of this highway and pulled me completely sideways. I closed my eyes and I could hear the banging and crashing going on around my head. I felt myself pick up and leave through my window. When I opened up my eyes, I saw my truck. I thought, I'm so glad I'm not in there. If I had been in there, maybe I wouldn't be here. So I have been riding horses since I was 3 years old. I've been competing in rodeo since I was 7. I mean, I can tell you, it's not what I do, it's a part of who I am. They load me in the ambulance and they take me back to Rollins, which is where I very first heard the news. The doctor walks in and I don't even think he was talking to me, but he starts talking about being paralyzed. I said, whoa, wait a minute, what are the chances of me feeling or moving my legs again? He said, slim to none, and left the room. I wake up from surgery and my mom had shown up there, and she said within an instant I'd gone from this girl with the world at her fingertips to now, neck brace, broken back, on oxygen, not sure what the rest of my life was going to hold. So my very first day of therapy, my nurse walks into my room and she says, Amberley, we need to set some goals. I told her, easy. Walk, ride, rodeo. She gave me the look like, girl, you have no idea how hard this is about to be. She was right. I had to set smaller goals like being able to move myself from my chair to a bed, or even to get dressed in the morning. Everything was hard. Now, I may not have left the hospital walking like I planned on, but when I left, I got leg braces and was able to stand on those leg braces. Maybe not ideal, maybe not perfect, but for me, it was enough to check it off the list. So now I want to get to my second goal. I told myself if I got back on my horse, that would be the one thing that would never change. I'm going to tell you what, that very first day I sat on that saddle, that day was harder for me than the day they told me I would never walk again. It was in that moment that I realized every part of my life was different. About 2 years after my accident, I was invited to Cheyenne, Wyoming for the Daddy of 'em All. And then I'm invited to go down there for a charity event, so I tell them, okay, well, this is my first time driving on that same road I wrecked on. Well, this time around, I have my mom with me, and she wants me to walk her through the steps of that morning, so I'm telling her, this is the last place I ate. This is the last place I filled up. And this span of fence, well, this is where my life completely changed. About 20 minutes later, we stop at a gas station, and hanging on the wall is this quote. Attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference. It was in that moment I realized that maybe I don't have control over this whole situation. But when you wake up in the morning, you get to decide your attitude. And if that's going to be the only decision you get to make in that day, well, you might as well make it a good one. So I went through the modifications. I got a seatbelt on my saddle. I have Velcro straps around my legs. And now that I have gotten on, I've ridden, I need to get to my last goal. Not only did I want to be able to get on my horse, but I wanted to compete. This last March, I was able to run in the rodeo called the American. That experience was one that showed me that even though I'm in this situation, even though I'm strapped to my saddle, I can still run with the best out there. If at any point along the way you decide this is it, you decide this is as far as you're going to get, you will be right. We're all going to have those moments, those obstacles, those trials in our lives. Everything happens for a reason. It may seem hard in that moment, but know that if you dig deep and you never give up, you can keep going.